What's up, everybody? JG Dangerously here once again. I thought I'd stream this thing and give you my preview of tomorrow morning's G1 Climax 28 B block matches between, on one side, start this off. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday with whatever you guys are doing. I'm doing fine here. And at the start of doing a preview of tomorrow's G1 in B block and my picks to win. So let's start off with the first B block match. It's between Juice Robinson, the IWGP United States Champion, versus representing Los Ingobernables de Japón, Sonata. Now, Juice is coming in 1-4. His last win was against Toriano, and he's coming in with a lot of pressure on himself. He's lost 4 matches. He's got 4 challengers for that IWGP United States title, and he's looking to get a big win against maybe the most talented wrestler in Los Ingobernables de Japón. Before I get to Sonata, I got a comment from the Lunatic Bro. Hello, what's up, Lunatic Bro? How you doing this morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you're at? Cheapest Seat, hey bro, what's up, Cheapest Seat? Not a surprise you guys would have streamed this morning. On the other side, you have Sonata, who's coming in 3-2. He's at, I think, 6 points, so he's looking to get a big time win, rebound after his he's got a rebound win over someone. I just can't remember who, but Sonata is coming in with 6 points, and he's looking to make it 8. So coming from me in this first B block matchup, I'm gonna go because I think Sonata is due for a shot at the U.S. title. I'm gonna go with Sonata to defeat Juice Robinson in this B block matchup. Got another comment from the Cheapest Seat. Will SmackDown be good tonight? Well, I mean, they're gonna set up the triple threat match between Nakamura, Jeff Hardy, and Randy Orton for SummerSlam. So that's gonna be interesting. We know Jeff Hardy is gonna return to confront Randy Orton, which could be really interesting. Knowing them, Nakamura will come out talking about you two deserve to be the champions, but you guys aren't. I'm the champion, and then Paige is gonna come out and say it's gonna be a triple threat match. We also got the tag team tournament going on with the Usos versus the Bar. Whoever wins that will face the New Day next week. And we also got Styles and Samoa Joe. I mean, that one's gonna be classic. I wonder how they're gonna set that up. Cheapest Seat with a comment. I thought Jeff was taking time off. Yeah, so did I. But it seems like he's not taking time off. He is injured. He is injured. You can tell every time he goes to the ring. He does seem injured. But for some reason, they continue to. Jeff continues to just keep going. And if he's gonna be challenging for the U.S. title at SummerSlam, I would think he's not gonna win. I think Nakamura is going to retain. There's no way Nakamura is going to lose that belt after he just won it. Got a comment from the Lucha Bro. Do you think it will be Jericho versus Okada for the Intercontinental title at Wrestle Kingdom? Well, if Okada doesn't win the G1, I think there's a chance. But with Okada rolling right now in A block, I mean, he is right up there, getting closer to Tanahashi with 10. He's already at 8, and he's got Suzuki next. It's gonna be interesting what they're gonna do. But I think Evil should be the next challenger for Jericho. If you watch Dominion, Lucha Bro, he did come out and save Naito, and that kind of says, hey, I think Evil's gonna get the first opportunity at that belt. But at Wrestle Kingdom, I honestly think I would like to see Ibushi get a shot at him. If Ibushi does not win the G1, Lucha Bro, I can see Ibushi facing Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom for sure. Cheapest Seat does. What does the winner of the G1 get? Well, if the IWGP champion wins the G1, he can choose his next opponent. But if somebody else other than the champion wins, they get a guaranteed shot at that IWGP Heavyweight title at Wrestle Kingdom in the main event. So if If you're not the champion and you win, you get a guaranteed shot at the IWGP Championship. See, but the one thing about the G1 that makes it interesting, you have to defend the briefcase. And that's what Braun Strowman is going to do at SummerSlam. And I've wanted to say this so many times, that when you win Money in the Bank, you should have a chance to defend it. If you want to be the world champion and you win Money in the Bank, you should definitely have to defend that briefcase at either the next pay-per-view or a big pay-per-view. But that's what the winner of the G1 gets, a guaranteed shot at the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at Wrestle Kingdom. But if the champion wins, he can automatically just choose whoever he wants to challenge him for that belt. Yeah, okay. I was wondering why Omega was in it. Well, I think every year the IWGP champion is always in it, because there's always a chance of the champion actually winning the tournament. I know it's been a while since Masahiro Chono won the G1, being the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and that was like more than a decade ago. So the champions are always in it. Just like Will Ospreay was in the Best of the Super Junior and World Tag League in November. Always the champions are in those big time tournaments to have a big time run or lose to somebody and then get challenged. Cheapsy, if you win Money in the Bank, you earned it. You don't need to defend something you earned. Yeah, but sometimes you guys got guys who won Money in the Bank and squandered their opportunity. Look what Baron Corbin did. Look what Sandow did. Look what Kennedy did. I mean, those kind of guys, like, again, Kennedy in 07 was nowhere going to win the world title. Then why? But that's why they gave it to Edge, because Edge made the most sense, being he won the thing. He won the first ever, so he had to win that briefcase. Damian Sandow didn't cash in. He could have lost it to Cody, and it would have been better. And with Baron Corbin, if he lost the thing to, I don't know, John Cena or anybody, he would have lost it. The thing is, when it comes to Money in the Bank, like, guys earn it, but they have to prove that they want to be the world champion. That's what I think, Cheapest Seat, that if you win Money in the Bank, you have to prove to the company that you want to be the next world champion, you want to be the next face. You got to put that briefcase on the line. Hell, the G1 does it. And they do it after their latest whoever wins is the latest loss. So let's say, for example, Kenny Omega wins the briefcase. Whoever beat him in the G1, let's just say, for example, Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. would challenge Omega for that briefcase, because Zack Sabre Jr. was the last man to defeat Kenny Omega in the G1. That's why I'm saying, when it comes to Money in the Bank, Braun Strowman, okay, yes, he did win Money in the Bank and absolutely deserves it. But you have other guys that absolutely deserve to be the Money in the Bank briefcase as well, like Finn Balor, who still has not got his one-on-one opportunity for the Universal title, which is still baffling to me that he never got a shot. Neither did Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens does have a chance at SummerSlam, because if Braun Strowman gets himself DQ'd, just counted out, he loses the briefcase. If Braun wants to be the world champion, he's going to have to earn it. Yes, he has earned it throughout 2018, but he's got to earn it here. And I still think he's going to cash in at SummerSlam. Another one from Lucha Bro. Which one would you rather go to? G1 Supercard or if I knew the card for Supercard in Madison Square Garden, I would say Supercard, because yes, TakeOver Brooklyn this year is going to easily just destroy SummerSlam. And that's me admitting it to you guys. This year's TakeOver Brooklyn 4 is going to easily top SummerSlam. But if I had to, which one would I rather go to? I would go to the G1 Supercard. It's Madison Square Garden. I mean, I'm sorry, that's kind of the mecca of sports entertainment, especially in New York City. And I'm so happy New Japan and Ring of Honor are actually going to do that show going into WrestleMania weekend, because I don't know how WrestleMania is going to top it, because they're doing, like, it's weird that WWE doesn't do shows in Madison Square Garden other than house shows. And definitely Ring of Honor deserve to have a show in Madison Square Garden. They've been killing it everywhere they have gone, and adding with New Japan talent, that show is going to be hot. But if it was me, I would go to Supercard. I would go to the G1 Supercard in Madison Square Garden over Brooklyn for sure. Lucha Bro, Lunatic Bro. Excuse me. All right, going back to the B block matches, we got on one side the Sublime Master Chief Toriano against the reigning G1 Climax winner. And if you know his music, you know who I'm talking about. And he is Tetsuya Naito. Now Naito's coming in 4-1. His last loss was to I can't remember who he lost to. He lost to Kenny Omega, of course. He did lose to Kenny Omega, and he's coming in hot. He hasn't lost a match since the Kenny Omega match. And he's definitely gonna need Omega to lose two matches to just get back to the finals and defend his G1 crown. And on the other side, you have Yano, who's coming off his loss to Hiroki Goto. His last win was against Kota Ibushi, and Mr. Fair Play Yano's looking to find a way to beat maybe the favorite to win Block B for sure. So coming from me in this Block B matchup, this one's tricky because Yano can definitely surprise Naito. He surprised Ibushi in the G1, that's for sure. Coming from me, I'm going to take Tetsuya Naito to defeat Toriano. And now the next matchup, it is a matchup between the Stone Pitbull Tomohiro Ishii facing off against representing the Bullet Club Firing Squad. And if you know his music, you know who I'm talking about. He is the bad boy, Tama Tonga. Now, Ishii's coming in 2-3, and Tama Tonga is coming in 1-4 because we all know Tama Tonga does not care about this G1, and him and Tonga Loa and Bad Luck Fale are just looking to make a point in this tournament that they're back and they're not here to win. And so I'm gonna make this one quick because this is kind of obvious. I'm gonna take Ishii to win. To win this matchup. I bet you by DQ, Lunatic Bro definitely looks like it's going to be a DQ because we all know Tama Tonga and the Firing Squad don't really give a shit about the G1. So I'm going to take Ishii to win this match and defeat Tama Tonga. All right, now the next B block matchup, and this is the one I've been waiting for. On one side, he is representing Suzuki Gun Ichiban, and he is accompanied by his hype general, Taka Michinoku. And as he always says, he is pro wrestling's master. He is ZSJ. And if you know his music, you know who I'm talking about. He is Zack Sabre Jr. And his opponent is the reigning heavyweight champion. He is the leader of the Bullet Club Elite. and he is easily the greatest IWGP champion we have had in a long time. And you know his music. You know who I'm talking about. He is the best bout machine, Kenny Omega. Now, Zack Sabre Jr. is coming in 3-1. His last loss was to Sonata, and Kenny Omega is coming in the only undefeated man in this year's G1 at 5-0. Now, Zack Sabre Jr. has big wins in this tournament. I mean, he's knocked off Yano. He's knocked off Ishii. He's got, I think he's knocked off, what is that? I know if he's knocked off, he's knocked off, no, if he's knocked off Juice, I don't think he's knocked off Juice yet, but he's got some big wins on his block already, and this is a huge opportunity. I think this is Zack Sabre Jr.'s opportunity to get a one-on-one opportunity to the IWGP Heavyweight title at King of Pro Wrestling in October. And to tap out the IWGP Heavyweight Champion would be huge for Zack Sabre Jr. Now, on the other side, you have Kenny Omega, who is coming in maybe the hottest wrestler in New Japan right now, especially in this G1. He has taken everybody on. He has beaten Goto. He has beaten Sonata. He has beaten Naito. He's beaten Tama Tonga, and he's beaten Juice Robinson. So he has been on fire, and he is once again looking to become the first IWGP champion since Masahiro Chono to win the sweep the block, and also make it to the finals for the third consecutive year. So coming from me in this huge B block matchup, man, oh man, can ZSJ end the undefeated streak of Kenny Omega? Could he shake up the B block could Zack Sabre Jr. shake up the B block with a huge win? I think yes. I think this is the right time to get Zack Sabre Jr. to defeat him, because if you watch Being the Elite a couple weeks ago, Kenny Omega said that he has a small fracture in his heel, and when Zack Sabre Jr. hears this, you know he's gonna work on it. He's like a shark that smells blood, and anytime I saw a great comment from one of my comment subscribers, Sparky, on the New Japan comment thing. He said anytime somebody commented saying that anytime Zack Sabre Jr. hears injury, he gets a boner, like a submission boner, because you already know he's gonna hear that. He knows what the injury is, and he's gonna find any way possible to make Kenny Omega just tap out. So coming from me in this huge B block matchup, I'm gonna go with the upset special. I think Zack Sabre Jr. has to win this matchup, because there ain't no way somebody's gonna go undefeated in this G1 Climax. As much as I love Kenny Omega to death, I think Zack Sabre Jr. has to win this matchup. So I'm taking Zack Sabre Jr. to defeat and tap out Kenny Omega and earn a shot at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at King of Pro Wrestling. And now the final matchup in Block B, and it's going to be a really good one, between the reigning Never Openweight champion representing Chaos, Hiroki Goto, and his opponent in his hometown. He is also representing the Golden Elite. He is also representing the Bullet Club Elite, even though he's not part of Bullet Club. And if you know his music, you know who I'm talking about. He is Golden Star Ibushi Kota. Now, this is a big matchup, especially in this block. Goto coming in 3-2. He's coming off his loss to Tetsuya Naito on night 10, and he's looking to get back on track. And with a lot of challengers going to be coming his way, like Kenny Omega, like Tomohiro Ishii, Goto cannot afford a loss here, definitely, because if he goes 3-3, and I know he's got Zack Sabre Jr. still. He still has I think he still has Juice. He still has Juice Robinson and Tama Tonga. So Goto definitely needs a big win here. And then on the other side, you have Kota Ibushi. He's going to be wrestling in his hometown on tomorrow morning. He's coming in 3-1. His last loss was to Toru Yano, and his last win was in a war against Tomohiro Ishii. If you did not see it, it was just a classic, maybe the best match of the G1 and maybe possibly this year. And Ibushi definitely going to need a lot of big-time help. I mean, he's got Naito next. He's got, I think, Tama Tonga next, and then he has Kenny Omega in the Budokan on the final night of B block. So Ibushi needs to keep pace with Kenny Omega if he wants to win. So coming from me in this final matchup in Block B, man, I know Lunatic Bro is picking Ibushi to beat Goto, so he's got Ibushi on that list for the Never Openweight title. Man, I'd say I'm gonna go. I may get this one wrong, but I'm gonna go with Kota Ibushi to defeat Hiroki Goto and move up to 8 points. And those are my B block preview and predictions. Now, hope you guys enjoyed that. I thought I'd do that for you guys. I don't know if I'll do it for Block A. I'll do it a little bit more for Block B because Block B is the best block in the G1. Now, if you're new to the channel, once again, welcome to the Dangerous Line. It's great to have you guys here. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, definitely hit that subscribe button and become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. Even as my boy Kane Gaming would say, if you can't super kick it, Kamigoye it, or even Destino it, or Rainmaker it, or One-Winged Angel it. Anything you can do to super hit that subscribe button, definitely hit it and become part of this bigger dangerous alliance. Now, I know SmackDown's coming up tonight. Big things could happen for sure. See it. And if you want to know who I'm picking outside of the individual, like if you want to know who I'm picking individually, definitely check out my Twitter at Red Sox Dominance on Twitter. Hit that follow button. I'll be making more of my individual picks on that channel, and I've been doing it throughout the G1. So definitely look me up on Twitter and definitely hit that follow button. And by the way, I did see the new Venom trailer this morning. Looks pretty good. I'm interested in it. I mean, everybody was talking about, oh, that's got to be Carnage. No, it's Riot. And I didn't even know who it was. It was like, it looks like Anti-Venom, but it's not. It's Riot. It's just another symbiote, a symbiote villain. So the Venom trailer looked good this morning. That is for sure. I got another one from the Lunatic Bro. Who's more talented, Bobby Fish or Kyle? Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, let's see. Bobby Fish is a former TV champion. Kyle O'Reilly is a former world champion. And they're multiple-time tag team champions in New Japan and Ring of Honor and NXT. But I'd say O'Reilly's a little bit more talented, being he's won the Ring of Honor World title and Bobby Fish hasn't, and he's had a little bit more success and not being injured as much as Bobby Fish has. But O'Reilly, I definitely agree with you. Lunatic Bro is more talented. That is for sure. And I did hear about the death of Nikita Koloff Brian Christopher, which Brian Christopher one was surprising, and what Brickhouse Brown, if you remember him in the Memphis days. But yeah, rest in peace to those three fantastic wrestlers. Uh, uh, what's his name? Not Nikita Koloff. What's his name? Brian Christopher, Brickhouse Brown, and what was the other one? I just said it. It's not Nikita. I was thinking Nikita for a second. Not, oh my god, I'm just having a complete brain fart here. What was his name? Shoot. What was his name? Man, what's his name? I totally forgot. What's his name? Nikolai Volkov. There we go. Nikolai Volkov. Again, rest in peace to those three three great wrestlers in the game. Another one from Lunatic Bro. Which gimmick? Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens? Well, I didn't watch a lot of Kevin Steen. I only watched like a little bit, like before he left to NXT. And Kevin, I would say if you're talking like match quality wise and just promo wars, I would say Kevin Steen is better than Kevin Owens. I mean, Kevin Owens does good stuff, but the stuff Steen did with Generico, I think that's the ones that are more compelling to me, and it made it more believable. So I would say the Lunatic Bro, I would say Kevin Steen more coming from me than Kevin Owens. And yes, Raw was surprising with Brock Lesnar going crazy. I can't deny that. That was maybe the best thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, and it's their chance to make Brock Lesnar a super heel. And you saw that crowd saying, "We want Roman." Well, you may want Roman, but the real fans are saying, the real fans would be saying, "We want Roman." No, we don't. We want Roman. No, we really don't. Moxley or Ambrose? That would be Dean Ambrose's CZW character, because CZW's name for Ambrose. Again, I did not see his stuff in the Indies, Dean Ambrose wise, so I can't really say which one was better. I'd say Ambrose, if he comes back after SummerSlam and maybe turns on Seth Rollins, that could be something to watch for sure. But again, I can't say which one is better because I didn't watch Ambrose's indie days. I only remember I always remember him being in like those crazy matches in CZW. I say Moxley. Who is this? Moxley is Dean Ambrose in CZW, I imagine, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Lunatic Bro. Yeah, okay, yeah. I never watched Ambrose in the indie circuit. I've only seen Ambrose in WWE with the Shield and when he was IC champ, and now he's injured and he may be coming back. But I can't really say which one is better because I didn't watch his indie career as much as I've seen his WWE career. So I would say Ambrose just because I like Dean Ambrose. EC3 or EC3 or Bobby Roode. Well, if we're talking like right now EC3 and right now Bobby Roode, I would say EC3 because Bobby Roode is just turning into a jobber. If you saw it on Raw against Mojo, he's a jobber now. He was in the jobber's locker room. He's facing a jobber in Mojo Rawley. And then you see EC3, which he's going to be facing the Velveteen Dream at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, is doing more. And really, I would say I give the nod to Bobby Roode when it comes to entrance with Glorious over top 1%. But like as of right now, I would say EC3 is better than Bobby Roode because EC3 is a little bit more successful right now. And Bobby Roode is just isn't, which is pretty sad for somebody who's an NXT, former NXT champion and a former TNA World Champion being downgraded to facing Mojo Rawley. Like, just this ridiculous lunatic, bro. And for again, I want to welcome you guys to the Dangerous Flying stream tonight. This morning, I thought I'd stream for you guys. Kalisto or Rey Mysterio? Oh, I'm always down for Rey Mysterio. I can't hate on the guy. I love Rey. I mean, Kalisto's good, but lucha things. I go with Rey, bar none. Coming lunatic, bro. I take Rey Mysterio all day of the week, twice on Sundays. I really hate to say that SummerSlam may be the I would say, I don't know, this year's SummerSlam just doesn't seem like it's gonna be a great show for sure. So I mean, okay. Okay, another one from the Lunatic Bro. Revival or Carl Gallows and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Good Brothers. I mean, I like the Revival. I like the Revival since their NXT days. I always said that the Revival reminded me a lot of Tully and Arn Anderson, like the Old Horsemen. But when they went to the main roster, they almost just got thrown to the wolves, just like being in that garbage tag team division on Monday Night Raw. It's just garbage. But I'm happy they're getting a shot at the B team at SummerSlam. Hopefully they will announce it maybe by next week. But I'm happy the Revival are getting a shot. But it's hard to pick against original Good Brothers of Gallows and Anderson. It's hard because, again, I'm all for Bullet Club, and Gallows and Anderson were like the Bullet Club tag team before the Young Bucks. So I would say, Lunatic Bro, I would go with the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson for me. But I'm happy for the Revival, though. Even though I don't think they're going to beat the B team, because the B team stands for the best. Okay, here's another one. This one's a good one right here. Lunatic Bro with WWE AJ Styles or New Japan AJ Styles. Oh man, this one's tough. I mean, the WWE AJ Styles had some good matches, especially Joe coming up for SummerSlam, 2-time WWE champion, I think 2-time US champ. Then you have the New Japan AJ Styles, maybe the most successful Bullet Club leader other than Kenny Omega, 2-time IWGP champion. That one's tough. You can put WWE AJ Styles or New Japan AJ Styles or TNA AJ Styles. Man, I can't pick one or the other. I would say both because AJ in the WWE has been amazing, the greatest WWE champion in a long time, and the only champion I know that actually defends the title every pay-per-view, unlike a certain Universal champion that doesn't defend the title every other pay-per-view and just sits on his ass reading a magazine on Monday Night Raw on Monday. But AJ, I would say both because it's hard to say one is better than the other. Lunatic Bro for AJ coming from me because there's 3 different AJs for me. TNA's AJ, New Japan's AJ, WWE AJs, and I love all 3 of them. So picking one or the other, that's not me. I go all the way when it comes to AJ Styles, either WWE, New Japan, or TNA. Top 3 WWE dream matches you want to see Matt Riddle. And I did hear Matt Riddle will be coming at NXT. They kind of spoiled it, but when he was taken out of the Battle of Los Angeles for PWG, that was kind of a tell that it was going to happen. But top 3 WWE dream matches you want to see Matt Riddle in. Definitely Ciampa. I'd say definitely Ciampa. That would be 1. Aleister Black 2. And I'd say maybe Johnny Gargano. I mean, I put maybe EC3 as a close 4th, but I would say Ciampa, Black, and Gargano. And if he ever goes up to the main roster, AJ, Seth, Daniel Bryan. But I'm going to be – I really think New Japan dropped the ball by not getting Matt Riddle. Just because of the marijuana use, and you know how Japan is very strict on the drug thing. I think WWE took full advantage of it because they're not gonna sign a guy that only does marijuana. I mean, Rob Van Dam used it like almost every day of the week, if you think about it. But WWE getting Matt Riddle is big because New Japan kind of just let that go real quick. And if Riddle went to New Japan, he would just be over in Japan. If he went to Ring of Honor, it would have been big. But him going to NXT, it's going to make NXT even better than the WWE, coming from me, Lunatic Bro. But I would say Ciampa, Gargano, Aleister Black. My top 3 dream matches for Matt Riddle, for sure. And just to let you guys know, I won't be doing a SmackDown review tonight because I want to get ready for the month of August, where we're going to be doing SummerSlam, takeovers, All In, and Week 1 college football predictions. So I won't be doing a stream tonight. Just to let you guys know. Lucha Bros top 3 guys to face. Matt Riddle, Nakamura, Aleister Black, and AJ Styles. Yeah, I would definitely agree with you on that. That could be a classic, because I've only seen Matt Riddle in maybe 1 or 2 matches in PWG and Evolve, and but I mean, he's talented. He's like right up. He's like really talented for an MMA guy that actually can wrestle. That's one thing I like about Matt Riddle, and he wrestles barefoot. Like, you don't see that often. A wrestler wrestling barefoot. That's kind of cool, though. I definitely respect it. But that could also be his detriment, because you already know whoever he faces is going to just stomp on his foot. So being barefoot comes with its advantages and disadvantages. But for sure, Lunatic Bro, I like your top 3: Black, Nakamura, and Styles. I like that. Top 3 if he would have been in New Japan. Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, and because I know he's not going to be, he would not be in the heavyweight division. He would be maybe junior heavyweight. I'd say Kushida, because of their MMA background. I'd say Kushida would be good. Will Ospreay would be amazing. And I would say Kenny Omega, maybe Kazuchika Okada or Tanahashi. But like I said, New Japan dropped the ball when they didn't get Matt Riddle, because they would have been over the top with him. And I would say Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Kushida for New Japan, if he ever went to New Japan. Lunatic Bro. Once again, I was thinking of maybe doing the Ring of Honor's International Cup that's coming up in August. You guys let me know if you guys do want to see me do that video, like a stream video of my picks for that. Definitely let me know in the chat box. If it's just another Honor Club exclusive, I won't be doing the pay-per-view per se. I won't be doing the Honor Reunited tour in Edinburgh, Scotland. Doncaster or London. But if you guys want me to do the International Cup to see who will challenge Jay Lethal in London for the Ring of Honor World title, let me know in the chat box down below for sure. And what I forgot to say, like I was talking about the heat, we're on a 25-day streak of triple-digit heat in California. And if you live in California, 25 days of this is just murderous. It's like endless hell. And hopefully hopefully anybody who lives in Fresno or in the California area, definitely jump in a pool, stay refreshed, stay hydrated. Definitely keep yourself hydrated for sure, because this heat is just going to continue for another couple days till we get back to not even triple digits on Sunday, like 99 on Sunday, which could be a relief, but 99 doesn't sound like a relief to me, that's for sure. And I lived in Fresno all my life. Again, I want to thank you guys so very much for watching last night's stream. Again, thank you guys for showing up on that video for sure. Guys like thoughts on maybe AJ, Nakamura, Gallows, and Anderson maybe going back to New Japan. I know AJ's not going. AJ's not going anywhere because that's kind of their cash cow, and it would be weird to see him not, like, he's making good money in WWE, so they'll re-sign him. Nakamura, I know New Japan has been desperately wanting him to come back, because you think about the dream matches Nakamura could have in New Japan with Kenny Omega. That would be classic. Gallows and Anderson that could definitely happen, because again, the Good Brothers haven't done really anything since they've been in the WWE. I mean, yes, they were teaming with AJ Styles and they were the Raw Tag Team Champions, but since then they have done nothing. Yes, we know Anderson's got abs of steel, but they're not on TV lately, and they're not even in the SmackDown Tag Team Tournament. It's like, you put them in, make it a tournament. But they only put 4 teams, and the Good Brothers weren't in it. But I'll tell you right now, Lunatic Bro, AJ Stan, Nakamura is a big if, and Gallows and Anderson are a big if. Same thing with Daniel Bryan. Again, Daniel Bryan has not re-signed yet, so we don't know if he's gonna be re-signed before SummerSlam. I bet you by tonight on SmackDown they'll maybe set up the Miz Daniel Bryan match at SummerSlam, which may be the only match, other than the WWE title match, the only match I care about, and I'll maybe talk more about it in my SummerSlam predictions. I really think in the SummerSlam predictions, I'm going to talk more about the WWE title and that match in general. All the other matches are going to be quick picks, because it just does not seem that this year's SummerSlam is interesting me at all, at the slightest. Another one from Lunatic Bro. Top 5 wrestlers who should never go to WWE. Cody, the Young Bucks, that's 3, Kenny Omega, and Juice Robinson. I can see Flip definitely going, but Juice is damn sure is not going to go back. Kenny is not going to go there, and that's me hopeful, because if Kenny goes there, he better be holding the WWE title in less than 6 months, but hopefully he won't go. The Young Bucks, if they go there, they're going to be just nothing. If they go on NXT and just stay there for the rest of their career, I'll be fine with that. Same thing with Cody. I don't think Cody needs to go back, because he's doing better off outside of the WWE than he was in the WWE. So I would say all the members of Bullet Club Elite, and Juice Robinson. I think Juice Robinson would not ever go back. Honestly, Lunatic Bro. But again, when it comes to the WWE, never say never. We've seen it before. We may just see it again. But here's me hoping Kenny Omega does not come. Hopefully they will re-sign him in January. Hopefully they will re-sign the Young Bucks. And hopefully New Japan will keep Juice, because Juice is money when it comes to maybe Zack Sabre Jr. God, I hope not. I mean, I'm really hoping that he doesn't come. I mean, he was there in the Cruiserweight Classic, but he's doing much better in Japan. I mean, he's doing and anyway, WWE already has their resident submission specialist. That's Drew Gulak. They don't need another one, even though Zack Sabre Jr. is the submission master and the counter master. But again, maybe Zack Sabre Jr., again, maybe. But like I said, when it comes to the WWE, never say never. And I wouldn't put any money on it for Zack Sabre Jr. because he's doing better in Japan. He's doing his stuff at Rev Pro and all around the world, and at least give him they let him wrestle all around the world, unlike WWE when you got to just wrestle their house shows and all that stuff. But hopefully Zack Sabre Jr. doesn't go. And again, I don't think the Bucks or Kenny Omega or Juice are leaving. Okada should never go. No, Okada's not going nowhere. That's like New Japan's biggest star. I mean, the last time I saw Okada outside of New Japan was when he was in TNA, and that was like what, late 2010, like early 2010. But Okada's not going anywhere. He's New Japan's face. He's the former and longest reigning IWGP champion of all time. I don't see Okada never not leaving. Neither do I see Tanahashi. Ospreay, maybe. But Ospreay's kind of the top guy in the juniors division. Well, Ricochet left, but Ricochet was not really the junior heavyweight champion. He was more high flyer. And that's what makes him in NXT work, because he's a high flyer. And I heard ticket sales for house shows are drastically up because of Ricochet. Well, he is the one and only, so it makes sense that he's doing a good job in NXT, and he's got a big title match against Adam Cole for the NXT North American title. So that's a big one. Top WWE wrestlers who could go to WWE Tag Team. Count as one. Top wrestlers who can go to WWE Tag Teams. Man, that's one of the tricky ones. Top 5 wrestlers who could go to WWE Tag Teams. You mean like just top 5 tag teams like outside of WWE that could come to the tag team division? Is that what you mean, Lunatic Bro? Like if I was saying, if I use this for example, The Addiction, like Daniels and Kazarian, like that, like top 5 wrestlers who could go to WWE tag teams count as one. Oh no, just top 5 wrestlers. Well, I was gonna say Jay Lethal, but Jay Lethal's not going anywhere. Dalton Castle would be one. I mean, but they already have that character in NXT, the Velveteen Dream. Top 5 wrestlers who can go to WWE tag team count as one. Okay, top 5 wrestlers. I would say Johnny Impact, but I doubt he's gonna ever leave and go to WWE again. I would say Tessa Blanchard if she didn't. If I know she re-signed with Impact, but I would say Tessa Blanchard. Dalton Castle, talking single star. They need like a singles Velveteen Dream in the main roster. Who else? Top 5. Tag teams. I would say the Killer Elite Squad of Lance Archer and Davey Boy Smith would be interesting for the tag team division in WWE. And the 5th, I would go with man, this one's tricky. This one is tricky. Star that can go to WWE. This one's tricky. Man, this one's tough. I would say those 4. I'm just like off the top of my head. I can't think of another guy that could come to the WWE. But I would say the Killer Elite Squad as a tag team. Dalton Castle. say maybe Tessa Blanchard or Johnny Impact. I would say those four. If they ever leave Impact Wrestling, I would say those four. Pentagon Jr. There's another one. Pentagon Jr. That would be a interesting name to WWE for sure. Lunatic Bro. Hope you guys did a fantastic month of July. I sure did, especially on the channel. Thanks to you guys. Again, thank you guys for a fantastic month on the channel. And going into August and September, we're gonna definitely gonna have a big time videos coming up in those 2 big time months. Okay, another one from could you see Sami Callihan coming back? I don't know. Sami Callihan's a X Factor. Definitely a loose cannon and hard to trust after, that whole Eddie Edwards shit. When he should have used he should have used the bat on the chair, but he used it against Eddie Edwards' eye. I would say he's more of a wild card, but I wouldn't think WWE's going to take a chance with him. I mean, the whole Solomon Crow gimmick was just garbage. But he's much better where he's at in Impact Wrestling. He's the draw. He puts asses in seats, even though he's crazy SOB with OVE. But I think Sami Callihan is good where he is in Impact Wrestling, because Impact Wrestling definitely needs guys like him, for sure. Okay, getting out of wrestling, Lunatic Pro says, do you think Dwayne Wade is retiring? Well, I mean, he's already won an NBA championship. He's made the All-Star team multiple years. He's been in the Olympics, USA basketball team. I don't know. I don't like, but the thing is, does Dwayne Wade like to be a reserve? That's the idea. Does he like to come off the bench? That's the biggest question. If he likes to get off the bench, then yeah, he's not going to retire. But if he wants to play every quarter, so running up and down the field, then I don't see him retire. I don't see him retiring. But if he's going to be just downgraded to being on the bench and being like the bench players that come in, getting those bench points for sure, I can see him retiring for sure, Lunatic Bro. But if he wants to be like on the court every game, I would say he's not going to retire. Not yet. I think he's got maybe one more title run in him, but he just needs to be on a much better team. I don't know where he is now. I can't remember where he was. The last time I saw him was in I don't know if he's still in Miami though, but let me know, Lunatic Bro. I think he's still in Miami, right? He's still in Miami, but became a free agent. Well, if he wants to win another championship, I know he's not going to go to the Lakers. He's not going to jump on LeBron's bandwagon. If he goes to any other NBA team, I think he's got a chance to maybe win another title. But he's got to go to a team that's a contender. If he goes to a team like Dallas, like DeAndre Jordan went to, he's just wasted his time going there, and he's not going to do anything. I'll just say right now, DeAndre Jordan made a mistake going to Dallas. You went from a team that is a perennial playoff team almost every year to a team that never makes the playoffs and they're lottery picks. So if Dwayne Wade goes to any team that has that's been a contender either in the East or the West, he's going to be fine. But if he goes to a team just to get lottery picks every season, it's going to be done for Wade, for sure. Do you think LeBron's going to the Lakers was a bad idea for him? Yes, because what does the Lakers have that could actually get them over the hump over the Warriors? Like, honestly, Lonzo Ball, Kuzma, and Lance Stevenson, Michael Beasley. That's not a Lakers championship team right there. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest here, folks. LeBron going to the Lakers was a joke. And they really think they're going to win a championship in LA in that division where the Warriors got DeMarcus Cousins, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. It's not. I guarantee you they won't even make the playoffs this year. And there's more better teams in the West, better than the Lakers. You got the Jazz, who are better than the Lakers. The Thunder, even with Westbrook, they're still better. The Rockets are way better, even though they got Melo for some insane reason. He said it's going to be just like the Cavs. Well, unlike the Cavs, when LeBron was there, he actually won a title. The Lakers ain't going to win a title in nearly what they're going to. I'd say right now, I would just make a bold guarantee: the Lakers won't win a championship until their fourth year with LeBron. They're not going to win it immediately. I mean, Luke Walton's a great coach, but LeBron James is definitely going to find a way to get rid of Luke Walton and bring in somebody that he knows that can win a championship. And maybe it could be Phil Jackson. Because if they can get Phil Jackson back with the Lakers, then I think the Lakers can win a championship. But if they're going to go with Luke Walton coaching them, it's going to take 3, maybe 4 years for them to win win another NBA title, coming from me. But coming from me, it was a bad idea for him. He could have gone anywhere. He could have gone to Philly, made Philly even better than what they were last season with Embiid, Simmons, and all of them. The Celtics are going to dominate the East. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure, Lunatic Bro. That is for sure. Boston's going to be legit with the return of Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, Marcus Smart re-signing. That Boston team shocked a lot of people, including myself, during the NBA playoffs. A lot of people didn't expect them to go as far as the second round, but they got all the way to the conference. I think the conference finals. Either conference semis or the conference finals. But Boston is definitely the best team in the East. I would say second is Philly. Then third, I would say Toronto. Even though they traded DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard, which is like why? Like that's the biggest question is why. But do you think the Warriors will beat the Celtics record? And what's the record is that? What, like most wins in a season? I mean, what's the Celtics record? Because what is the Celtics record, Lunatic Bro? Maybe multiple times in the championship wins. With that all-star lineup, I would not doubt it. I would absolutely not doubt it. I mean, everybody may bitch and complain about all the Warriors continue to win. Well, until you stop them, they're going to continue to win. You can complain about, they got all these great players like DeMarcus Cousins. He's a snake because he went to Golden State. Well, DeMarcus Cousins is smart. He did what Durant did because he knew Durant going in Oklahoma City was never going to win a championship. So he moved to a team that can actually win a title, and he did. DeMarcus Cousins been in Sacramento and New Orleans. Do you remember any of those two teams making it to the playoffs or winning a championship? No. So he went to Golden State. He thought his parameter, his what do you call it? His mindset was, I want to win a title. And if he was going to go to Golden State, then so be it. So I don't care what anybody says about him being a snake. He did what he had to do to win a championship. Durant did it. It worked. Cousins is doing it, and it could work again. So anybody who complains about DeMarcus Cousins or anybody who goes to the Warriors because they want to win championship is out of their mind. Because if your team, let's put it like this. Let's put this in an example. If you're playing for, let's say, the Oklahoma City Thunder, you have Russell Westbrook, you have Kevin Durant. Durant leaves, and he wins a championship. Westbrook stays, and he's still waiting to win his championship. Westbrook was smart. He would go to a championship team, either the Rockets or the Celtics or anybody like that. But he wants to stay in Oklahoma City. And you know why you want to stay in Oklahoma City? Because you want to continue to make the playoffs, but you can't win it by yourself. Westbrook is alone on the island of Oklahoma City because he is desperately looking to win a championship when Harden has already won the MVP. He hasn't won an NBA championship, and Durant went to Golden State and won, I think, 2 or 3 championships already. So who's the smarter one here? Durant, Harden, or Westbrook? And if you want to win a championship, coming from me, it's Durant. Durant moved on from staying in a team that was going nowhere. Oklahoma City was going nowhere. They hadn't made the finals in 3 years. They haven't won an NBA championship, and Durant saw that and he moved on. He moved on and he won with the Warriors, I think, 3 times. So Durant's really the smart one in this whole NBA, and the Warriors are smart to get him. Same thing with Cousins. But again, I give credit to James Harden for even having an amazing season. But last season, bust. Even if they had Chris Paul, if they didn't win, it would have been a bust. And adding Melo to Houston makes no sense whatsoever. No sense. Because Melo is going to be all about Melo. He's just like Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is all about Brock Lesnar. Melo is all about Melo, and he wants the ball every time he can get, anytime he can get. And I don't think Houston is going to win the West. They may win. They may have the best record in the NBA again, but they're not going to win the championship. Coming from me, I still think the Warriors are the best team. It's either the Warriors or the Celtics coming in the finals. And we know the NFL season's coming up. I think preseason starts on in August, which is going to be fun. See some of the top draft picks play, like Saquon Barkley or Baker Mayfield. And I'm still going to say it. Baker Mayfield needs to start for the Browns if they want to win. And hopefully Lamar Jackson has a great run in Baltimore. Hopefully that will be Baltimore's future. Allen with Buffalo. I think Josh Allen went to Buffalo, I think, if I remember that right. So looking at, do you think Kyrie going from something like Bedford? So I think Kyrie going to the Celtics last year was better for him. I think it was better to get away from LeBron. Coming from me, I mean, you want to be different. You don't want to be the sidekick of a NBA champion like LeBron. You want to forge your own path, and I think that's what Kyrie did. I think Kyrie forged his own path. He moved on to Boston, even though he had a great run in Boston. That injury definitely hurt the Celtics, but this year it's definitely going to help him. I think he's going to have a much better year, and with Gordon Hayward back at 100%, I think Boston, like I said, Lunatic Bro, I think they will win the Eastern Conference, and Brad Stevens should definitely win Coach of the Year for what he did last year, and he could do this year, but Kyrie made the right decision from getting away from LeBron James. He wanted to forge his own destiny, his own story, instead of being the guy who LeBron carried to the championship. That's just my opinion. By the way, I hope everybody is okay. I feel bad for my team, the Pistons, because they don't have a chance of winning. Yeah, it's been a while since the Pistons have been in the race in the East. I mean, they haven't been in the finals since what the last championship, '04. And yeah, the Pistons just seem like they're rebuild mode. Like, I mean, they look like they're in rebuild mode every year, Lunatic Bro. And it's kind of sad because I do like the Pistons. I mean, I was a big fan of Grant Hill when he was there in Detroit, and I was a big fan of Isaiah Thomas and the Bad Boys of in the '90s. But the Pistons are almost in rebuild mode every season. Just every season is a rebuild mode, just like with the Mavericks, just like with the Suns, just like with the Knicks. It's always a rebuild season. It just seems like the Pistons are in rebuild season every season after every season after every season after every season, and it's hard to win in the East. That's kind of the big time truth. It's hard to win in the East. It's hard to top teams like Philly and Toronto and Boston. It's hard to top them for sure. But I understand not feeling bad for the Pistons because I do too. Because their team in '04 when they won the championship was great, and then since then they haven't really done anything other than change head coaches from year after year. And if you're new to the stream, if you hear like a background sound, that is just my computer because I'm streaming this on one of my on this computer, which is like 5 years old. So again, if you hear that sound, it's not like a pet or anything. It's just the computer making all these weird sounds because it is an old computer. Number from Lucha Bro, I forgot who's in the Bulls again. Well, if it ain't Jordan and Rodman and Pippen, I mean, they really don't even like the Bulls are not even relevant anymore. I mean, the Bulls haven't been relevant since Jordan left. Let's be honest. And the last time they were actually like legitimate good, I mean, was again the Jordan era. Like they haven't been in a championship since the Jordan era, and it's almost like they've been in a hangover since. Ever since Jordan left, ever since Pippen, Rodman, Phil left, and Kerr left, and Kukoc left and Horace Grant left. The Bulls have just been on hangover mode every year, and it's sad because I was a huge Bulls fan when I was a kid when it came to the '90s Bulls, but the Bulls are just another team that it's like the Knicks. It's just like the Knicks, Lunatic Bro. The Knicks were something when they had Ewings and Starks, but ever since then they've been just the team that everybody loves to make fun of. Every draft, every NBA draft, they always pan to a New York Knicks fan when they draft somebody in the NBA draft and it's not the person they like, then they have some kid wearing a New York Knicks jersey saying like, "What are you doing?" Oh, we got an announcement from Ring of Honor that Marty Scurll is going to be competing in a four-corner survival matchup in Doncaster. So that should be good. That should be an interesting matchup. Best three-pointers besides Curry. Are we talking like past, present, or like right now, Lunatic Bro? Because I would say Curry, besides Curry, I mean, if we're talking past, present, Knicks booed Porzingis, but he turned out to be their star. Now they boo Knox, and he will be good also. It's just a tradition. Yeah, that's true, Sparky. But it's like the Knicks always continuously, like, every time they get like, Knox is going to be good. I watched him at Kentucky, and John Calipari does really well with those big-time players. But the Knicks are just another rebuilding team. They haven't had one present and one from the past. Reggie Miller. And one from the present, I would say. Ooh, okay. I would say my past favorite 3-point shooter, Reggie Miller, and my one right now. Besides Curry, I would say Klay Thompson. I'd say Klay Thompson for sure. But yeah, back to your question, Sparky. Yeah, they did boo Porzingis, but he turned out to be a star. But he's playing for New York, like the Knicks are not even relevant anymore. Let's be honest, Sparky. The Knicks are nowhere near relevant like they used to be. Even when they have Porzingis, who else? Do they have a top shooter? I mean, do they have a top guard? Like, do they have anybody other than Porzingis and Knox? Which Knox is going to be playing every game, but that's the pressure of playing for the New York Knicks, because the Knicks are just like Philly fans. If you make one mistake, they will crucify you for it. That is for sure. And if I had to pick another past 3-point, I would say Ray Allen. But Reggie Miller has always been my favorite 3-point shooter. For sure, Lunatic Bro. And Jordan is all the way for me. Michael Jordan is easily the greatest basketball player of all time. The greatest. And I wouldn't have been named after him if he wasn't the greatest. So if it's between LeBron or Jordan, you already know. I'm taking Jordan. I'm taking MJ. The greatest of all time. LeBron is just trying to be what Jordan was, and he's failing because he's got, what, 2 championships? Jordan's had 6 on one team. How many championships has LeBron won on one team? 1. Case closed. Again, if you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, definitely follow me at Red Sox Dominance. If you want to keep a track of my individual G1 Climax individual picks, and definitely follow so you guys know what videos are going to be coming up on the channel very soon. So definitely check out at San Francisco Dominance, my Twitter, and hit that follow button. By the way, Sparky, how are you doing today? I know you weren't on the stream last night. I hope everything's good with you. Thanks again for commenting on the stream last night again. I appreciate it. Appreciate Lunatic Bro for staying on, giving me these little which one do I prefer, which I do like doing these ones. Guys can change it up too with, like, oh, we're talking like cartoons or movies. Like, do that too. I'm always down to saying which one do I prefer. I definitely do like this. So I appreciate it, Lunatic Bro. All right, here's a good one here from who's going from the Lunatic Bro. Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter now? Ugh. Man, this one's a tricky one, Lunatic Bro, because I've played all the Mortal Kombat games except like the newest one, like Mortal Kombat 10 or Mortal Kombat XL. But man, this one's tricky because I love Street Fighter as well. I played the old ones, played the old ones on the Super NES. But for me, it's Mortal Kombat. I mean, I love Mortal Kombat because they had like the moves are more awesome looking and the fatalities are the best on that game. So for me, it's Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter. Got a comment from Sparky. Do you think Tama Tonga can beat Ishii? No, because Tama Tonga doesn't care about this tournament. Just like Fale, even though Fale won against Makabe, which he didn't need to because I thought he didn't care. Ishii loses to Tama Tonga to be a joke because Ishii has actually had amazing matches in B Block, and to lose to Tama Tonga, who has not even had one good match in the G1, it would be insulting. So, do I think Tama Tonga can beat Ishii? No, he'll have help as usual because that's the mindset of Tama Tonga and the Fireman Squad. Make a statement, not a win. Yeah, but that one, Lunatic Bro, Mortal Kombat, that one's a trick. That was a tricky question because both games are awesome. But I am all for Mortal Kombat. I'll even admit it right now. I love the movies. Like I own Mortal Kombat, the first one and the second one. So again, and the Street Fighter movie was the Jean-Claude Van Damme one. Ugh. I mean, the animated movie was good. I love the animated movie. If you've never seen the Street Fighter 2 animated movie, definitely watch it if you have not because it's good. Marvel or DC? I've got this question asked a lot, Lunatic Bro, and I would say both. It's hard, but I sway more for DC being I'm a Batman guy. I sway more for DC, but But when it comes to Marvel or DC, I would say both. But I would say it's like Marvel DC for me, but it's like a little bit for DC and like right there for Marvel. But I would say both. But I sway more for DC, being I'm a huge Batman guy, and Batman's kind of one of my favorite superheroes. And it's tough. It is tough to say I like DC better, but Marvel has the X-Men, and I'm a big X-Men fan. So let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase my answer to just saying Marvel or DC. Why not both? Infinity War or Deadpool 2? Oh, okay, because I saw both of these in theaters. Infinity War or Deadpool 2? I would say Infinity War just because Deadpool 2 was not as good as the first one. But the second one was not too bad. But I thought Infinity War was good, and with 20th Century Fox selling to, I think it was to Marvel. So we're gonna have the Fantastic Four and the X-Men in the Marvel universe finally. Yeah, I would say Infinity War for sure. Deadpool 2 was a good movie, but I'd say Infinity War over Deadpool 2. Lunatic Bro. Can you give me a dream match, WWE versus New Japan Pro Wrestling? Also, I say Marvel and Infinity War. A dream match card. Oh, man. Well, I can already tell you the main event would be mine. IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega versus WWE Champion AJ Styles. I would say... this one's tricky. I would say if we're talking a women's match, I would say and women's matches are tough. I would say tag team Young Bucks versus the New Day for the IWGP and WWE tag titles. Let me see what else. Say maybe Kazuchika Okada versus John Cena, which could be good. Roman Reigns against anybody, which he'll still get booed. He'll still get booed out of the building, Sparky, so that's kind of obvious. But I would say if I had to make a dream match card for WWE versus New Japan Pro Wrestling, it would be Kenny Omega versus AJ Styles, because they haven't met each other since Kenny kicked AJ out of the Bullet Club. So that would be kind of my dream matchup in that WWE versus New Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe Tanahashi versus Kevin Owens, or Tanahashi versus Braun Strowman, which could be good, or Fale versus Braun Strowman. That could be a really interesting matchup of the big man, for sure. Also, I say Marvel and Infinity War. Well, we got some Marvel fans here, but like I said, if you, I would have Okada versus Reign and Tanahashi versus Cena, Brock Lesnar versus Minoru Suzuki, and Daniel Bryan versus Zack Sabre. My dick can only get so hard with this dream card. I mean, Okada versus Reigns. Hopefully, Okada just kills Roman with that Rainmaker. Tanahashi and Cena could be good. That could be really good. Brock Lesnar versus Minoru Suzuki. I mean, that's not a bad match. Daniel Bryan versus Zack Sabre Jr. could be a classic. That could be just a ring classic. Ishii versus Joe. Yes. I agree with that one, Lunatic Bro. That is easily a great matchup. Ishii versus Joe. Bucks versus Usos could be really good. Be a super kick party on both fronts, if you think about it. Tanahashi versus Cena. The ace against the face, which makes sense. Okada versus Roman makes sense because it's the Rainmaker versus the big dogs. Ooh, ah! And Omega and Styles. Yeah, that's a 5-star. No. Lunatic Bro, that would be an 8, 9, 10-star matchup when it comes to Dave Metzler. So Omega Styles could definitely be a 10-star matchup. But that's an absolutely awesome dream card for from both you guys. I definitely approve those. JT Dangerously definitely approves. I maybe put Jay Lethal in one of those matches for sure too, because I think Jay Lethal would be a good one. What if we did like a New Japan Pro Wrestling versus WWE? You mean Dave Fletcher? Yeah. Who? Who's that guy? Dave Fletcher? Sparky, yeah, you mean Dave Fletcher. Well, whatever. Dave Metzler, Dave Fletcher. Just like Fale says. Who? Who's Dave Fletcher? Gives out the stars. Or as Fale would just say, fuck him. Fuck Dave Fletcher. Now, if we did like a whole triple threat, Ring of Honor versus WWE versus New Japan Pro Wrestling. Let me know what your dream matches, if they did it like those three companies had to make a dream card. I'd say Lethal versus Daniel Bryan could be interesting. If they ever did that. Lethal versus Daniel Bryan versus talking New Japan. I maybe say Will Ospreay. I'd be something down with that. Yeah, but tomorrow morning's Block B match is going to be fire for sure. So if you're not subscribed to NewJapanWorld.com yet, definitely go subscribe to them. It's not me plugging it. I'm just saying definitely watch those B Block matches tomorrow morning, wherever you're at, work, school, anytime. Find a way to watch it for sure. Because you will not regret it. That is for sure. By the way, has anybody seen that USA After SmackDown? That first episode last week was really good. Sparky said, I'm looking forward to Naito versus Yano to see what trick will he do. Yeah, because we saw his idea of fair play against Ibushi. And again, if Yano beats Naito, that absolutely puts almost, I wouldn't even say a death dagger on Naito winning this block. But Naito, ever since that loss to Kenny Omega, If you ever like if you ever watched the match with Kenny Omega during the backstage, he said that I'm gonna win like 7 straight matches, and he's already at 4. He's what? He's 4-1. He hasn't lost since Kenny Omega, so Yano's gonna have to bring out everything to beat Naito. But I think Naito is gonna get it done with the Destino and move up to, I think, 10 points for sure. Chief of Seed saying, did you watch Grimm's Toy Show? No, I have not yet. I have not yet. Lunatic Bro with another one. Shane versus Lethal versus Omega. There's the matchup right there. There's a matchup I'll definitely watch. Bucks versus Roppongi 3K versus the Revival. Another good tag match I definitely watch. And that's better than any tag match we see in the WWE lately. Ospreay versus Flip versus Kalisto. You can add maybe Rey Mysterio to that list, and it would be even bigger 4-way matchup. That's another good 3-way match. And Braun versus Fale versus Punishment Martinez. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be a really, really good matchup for sure. Battle of the big men: Braun, Fale, and Punishment Martinez. Or I like to call him the Constable Corbin doppelganger, just with hair. But he looks more like Roman Reigns with a low-key voice. Like if you listen to Punishment Martinez's promos, he looks a lot like Roman Reigns, and he talks like low-key. If you remember how low-key talked, it's spot on. Like, it's spot on how he talks like low-key, and he looks like a better version of Roman Reigns. To be honest, that booking on Raw for Reigns versus Lesnar was really good. Well, we just gotta wait and see, because Roman Reigns is gonna continue the bitch. He's gonna start every Monday with him being out. He's gonna talk for 20 minutes and ramble incoherently for absolutely no reason. But it's been booked pretty good. But a lot of people still don't want the match, including myself. I don't want the match either. As much as I don't like Reigns is going to win the belt, and he's going to lose to Braun Strowman. And don't even be surprised Lesnar retains, and then Lesnar loses the belt the night after SummerSlam, and then he goes to the UFC and possibly wins the UFC heavyweight title from Daniel Cormier, which I don't think will happen. Lunatic Bro, now what about NXT versus New Japan Pro Wrestling? Oh my God, dude, are you serious? Young Bucks versus the Undisputed Era. I would say, I would go Bucks and Omega versus the Undisputed Era. That's one. Okada versus Aleister Black could be interesting. Gargano versus Will Ospreay. There's one. That's a really good one. Velveteen Dream against somebody. I'm trying to think who could be a good match for the Velveteen Dream. Tanahashi versus the Velveteen Dream. That could be an interesting matchup. Women, I would say Shayna Baszler. Well, again, there's not a lot of women in New Japan, other than the valets. It's hard to book a Lars Sullivan versus Fale. That's not a bad one, but Lars is yeah, that makes sense. Lars Sullivan, big man against Bad Luck Fale. Aleister Black versus Aleister Black versus See, that one's tricky. It's I know, if they ever did a 6-man tag, it would be the Undisputed Era versus, and I would say War Machine versus the Guerrillas of Destiny, because we haven't seen that one before. Who else? Ricochet versus Ricochet. I know Sparky, I would go Gargano, Ricochet, Will Ospreay, triple threat right there. Ciampa versus Jay White. That's not bad. I like that one. I like that one, Sparky. Tommaso Ciampa versus Switchblade. I like that one. Cody versus EC3 could be an interesting one if you want to put that one as a dream NXT versus New Japan. Naito versus Aleister Black could be interesting. Or Naito versus Ciampa. That could be good too. You can do like LIJ versus the Undisputed Era, Bullet Club versus the Undisputed Era. Suzuki Gun versus the Undisputed Era. You can do a lot of stuff with six-man tags with Cole, O'Reilly, and Roderick. Omega versus Gargano could be good. No, I would actually do this. Kenny Omega versus Adam Cole. If you remember, Kenny Omega kicked out Adam Cole for Marty Scurll, so they hadn't met each other since his final days in ring. No, they never met after the self-proclaimed death of Adam Cole during being the Elite. So Cole and Omega could be interesting if they did NXT versus New Japan. That's for sure, guys. And again, if you're enjoying the stream, definitely hit that like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button for even more dangerous content from JT Dangerously. Was a Sparker. We're like doing fantasy booking and I think Roman got cheered because it was in his hometown. Yeah. Well, they were in Miami, right, for Monday Night Raw. Yeah, of course they're going to cheer for Roman Reigns. Or that's how McMahon intended it to be. Have Brock Lesnar do something crazy and out of this world to get the "We Want Roman" chant in his hometown of Miami. Well, he's from Pensacola, so somewhere in that Miami area. So yeah, he was going to get cheered. Doesn't mean he's going to get cheered in Brooklyn. He's going to get booed to shit. And even when he wins the belt, they're going to still boo him until Braun Strowman's music hits, and then everybody's going to leave home happy because Braun's going to win the Universal title and Roman Reigns' title run once again. Because Money in the Bank seems to always catch up to Roman Reigns. He lost it to Seth Rollins, he lost it to Sheamus, and now he's going to lose it to Braun Strowman. And then maybe Roman Reigns will be out of the title picture. But knowing him, he will suck McMahon's dick and get another opportunity at that belt at Hell in a Cell. God versus Lunatic Bro. Guerrillas of Destiny versus Street Profits. It's not bad. Lars versus Fale makes sense. Ospreay versus Gargano, another one. Pete Dunne versus Jay White. Hey, well, the NXT the UK championship be on the line because we haven't seen Pete Dunne defend that belt on NXT pay-per-views yet. Coda versus Black, that could be good. Pure strikers right there. That's good. That would be a classic one, almost as good as the Hideo Itami Aleister Black match with two pure strikers. And the Undisputed Era versus the Elite. Yeah, that makes the most sense. You have what, the Young Bucks and Kenny versus Fish. No, well, if Fish was still wrestling, I would say Roger Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and that's Adam Cole, baby. Yeah, and you have to think about it because it's definitely us fantasy booking it if it ever happened. But I like those matchups. I like the ones Sparky thought of for sure. But those are some good fantasy bookings for sure. And hey, one can only dream that these matches could happen, but more practically, it's not going to happen. But it's just us fantasy booking, which is awesome though. Street Profits, like you barely even see him on television. You barely even see him. I would go Guerrillas of Destiny versus War Machine, honestly, other than the Street Profits. Street Profits are good, but I mean, I don't like the gimmick is okay, but I just don't much care about the character wise. I would go with War Machine because those two have history, especially God and the War Raiders, or like just call them War Machine. Pete Dunne versus Jay White could be really good if the UK title was ever defended on pay-per-view, which hasn't been since NXT TakeOver Chicago, and don't even count that UK thing in Albert Hall. WWE versus New Japan Pro Wrestling should be Styles versus Balor versus Omega. Yeah, I agree with that, Sparky. If they ever did it, but knowing if they brought if they had Finn Balor be Finn Balor, other than the smiling bullshit gimmick he's doing on Monday Night Raw every Monday, then I would say yes, Styles is always going to be in that spot in Omega. And they're all three Bullet Club leaders. Balor's the first, Styles the second, Omega's the third. So that should be the main event. And knowing Michael Cole, he'll just find a way to screw it up, or they have JR do it and not know who the hell's in the ring, and have Barnett go crazy if JR gets dropped on his ass. Man, you done fucked up, and then gets up and goes after somebody. We could have a moment in the match where Tama and Fale would do their athletic stuff. Yeah, what athletic stuff? Fale is just big. Tama's maybe the most talented wrestler that's not getting as enough exposure. I mean, other than the whole Twitter beef with Roman, I mean, what is he doing? He's not doing anything in the G1. He couldn't even beat Kenny Omega. Oh, Montez Ford, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Isn't that the one that married what's called the EST of NXT, Belair? I know they got married a couple weeks ago. Michael Cole would always say, the three leaders of Bullet Club in the ring, one time only. History in the making. History, history, history. Because that's how Michael Cole does everything. He wants to do everything with saying history, history, history. Yeah, but Michael Cole would screw it up. Don Callis would say, just shut up, Cole. Shut up, you idiot. We're talking. We're the A announcers, and that's Don Callis and Kevin Kelly. And then you had Rocky Romero. Yeah, but Montez Ford is not too bad. Yeah, he's the one that married Bianca Belair. There we go. But Tama Tonga is talented, but he's just being wasted with this whole Bullet Club shit. I mean, he hasn't even got a legit big win in the G1. Let's be honest. He hasn't got a big win at all. I mean, he had a chance to prove himself against Kenny Omega. He didn't do it. He couldn't do it by himself. I understand that he was making a point, but if he could have beaten Kenny Omega, he would have made that whole Bullet Club firing squad a legit threat, and he couldn't even do that. And Montez Ford is not too bad. I mean, I don't see him a lot on NXT. I don't even see the Street Fighters at all. Nakamura versus Okada, Battle of the Chaos Leaders. You can add Makabe to that list because Makabe was like the originator of Chaos, and then Nakamura took it over from him, and then Okada took it over from Nakamura. If I have that history right, because I know Makabe was the leader of that GBH crew, then Nakamura took it over, and then that became Chaos, and then Okada became leader of Chaos after Nakamura left. So again, if I'm wrong, correct me for sure, guys. I saw a question from before WWE Styles versus New Japan Styles. I would say, of course, New Japan Styles. That era for the Bullet Club was gold. Yeah, because they were bringing in people out of nowhere, like Jeff Jarrett. And hell, what? And I remember that New Japan Pro Wrestling AJ Styles was the one that broke Yoshitatsu's neck with that Styles Clash, which a lot of people did not, because Yoshitatsu didn't even know how to position his head right. Yeah, but that New Japan Styles was really good. It's hard to pick, like I said in that question. I could not pick one or the other, so I said all three of those styles are the best, coming from me, Sparky. I thought it was just a feud between Nakamura and Makabe. I thought it was too. I mean, I just read it. I read about it, but I didn't know. I don't know if that's true. We would have to have somebody who's watched New Japan for for years to understand it. But I'm just assuming that because I saw it on Wikipedia, like when I was doing research on the Nakamura thing, I would always say, like, before I do the video, I always say his accomplishments before, and then. But again, I don't know if that's true though. Again, you would have to have somebody who's watched New Japan from that era, because I've only been watching New Japan for 2 years. If you could switch the leader roles of each New Japan faction, which ones would fit the most? Switch the leaders? I would say Jay White being the leader of Chaos. I mean, Okada's been the leader of Chaos forever. I would maybe go in that direction. I mean, I don't think Naito would make any faction better other than LIJ. Suzuki's already doing a good job at Suzuki Gun. Kenny's doing fine with Bullet Club Elite. I would say the only person, I would say Okada had to go, and I would say Switchblade. Switchblade makes the most sense. Switchblade makes everything interesting. Every time he's in the ring, he makes everything interesting. He wins by any means. He even been saying, if you follow the Switchblade like Show should be doing, other than, listening to Rocky Romero, Chaos would be even bigger than it's already been. But I would say Okada, if you could switch the leader of roles of each New Japan faction, which ones would it be? I would say Switchblade Jay White to Chaos. Straight up. I mean, like, switch with another faction leader. Oh, okay, like if Okada and Naito switched from Okada goes to LIJ, Naito goes to Chaos. Okay, I'm sorry. I may have read that wrong. Kenny Omega Bullet Club, Suzuki Gun, Naito LIJ, Okada Chaos, Taguchi Japan, Taguchi. I would say maybe Kenny Omega to Chaos. Maybe. That's just that's maybe me just being crazy, but I would say Kenny Omega and Chaos, and maybe fuse the Bullet Club Elite Chaos to just one major group. But I would go Kenny Omega. If I had to switch leaders, I would go Kenny Omega to Chaos, and maybe Okada to Bullet Club, because that would be very interesting to see. Sparky, we forgot Seth Rollins on the fantasy booking. Well, it's hard to pick. It's hard to forget about Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins against anybody in Ring of Honor, which could be cool to see, and New Japan. It would be interesting to see. But Lunatic Bro, I would go Kenny Omega to Chaos, Okada to Bullet Club. If I could switch. I wouldn't switch Suzuki because Suzuki makes sense with Suzuki Gun, and I wouldn't switch Naito from LIJ. It wouldn't make any sense. And for God's sakes, Desperado and Kanemaru, defend those belts. We haven't seen you defend the belt since March. Defend them. Maybe at Destruction in Beppu or Hiroshima or Kobe or the Road to Destruction. Defend those belts against Roppongi 3K or another tag team, which there's not really a lot of junior tag teams out there other than Roppongi 3K. I mean, there was Bushi and Hiromu, but Hiromu is still hurt. So I would just say Roppongi 3K better get their shot after the G1 at those junior tag team titles. For sure. Seth Rollins versus Omega would be good, Sparky. I would put that. Seth Rollins versus Omega. Seth Rollins versus Hangman Page. Seth Rollins versus Marty Scurll. Seth Rollins versus Cody. Seth Rollins versus Tanahashi, Okada, Goto, Elgin, Switchblade. We can go on and on to the break of dawn. Once again, I hope you guys are enjoying this stream this morning. If you're new to the channel, definitely super kick that like button, super kick that subscribe button, even comment Goid if you have to, and become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. All right, I got one from Sparky. I just hope anyone wins G1 but Okada, because I'm getting tired of him in the main event. Well, think about this. Would you rather not see Okada in the main event? And I mean, it's weird. Again, coming from me, it's weird not seeing him in the main event. It would just be weird not to have him there. I mean, he's kind of like this. He's like this John Cena of New Japan. If he's not there, it just seems very weird. That's why I went with Okada to win the G1 this year, Sparky, because I think it would be just very unheard of if he's not there in the main event. And hey, we may get Okada Omega if Omega still's the champion after October. So if we get Okada Omega 5 at Wrestle Kingdom, hey, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. But again, Okada definitely has to win his next 3 matches. Against Evil, he's got to beat Tanahashi and Minoru Suzuki. And he's got Suzuki at the next A block match. So and both of them have not beaten each other one-on-one. They've been draws. The Monsoon was a draw. Their match last year was a draw. So whoever wins that matchup in Block A has to win the, what do you call it? Got another one from the lunatic bro. I would do Omega to Chaos, and I would have Naito to Suzuki Goon. Suzuki Goon. We have it Naito Goon. Have it Tranquilo Goon. That's how you should call it, Tranquilo Goon. I would have Suzuki to LIJ, and then I would have Okada to Bullet Club. I like that. I actually like that. Suzuki with LIJ could be interesting. But you have two different evil qualities there. You would have the Sadist, you would have the King of Darkness, you would have the Cold Skull, and you would have the Bushido Death Mask. I mean, I like that idea. Suzuki Goon to Naito Goon. I would call Naito, if he ever went to Suzuki Goon, I would go Tranquilo Goon. Just that would be good. Okada to Bullet Club would be like a shock because nobody would ever expected that. That's like Hogan going to the end, turning his back on WCW. Like that would be a huge, big move if that ever happened. Lunatic Bro, Sparky. I think he will have a draw against Suzuki again. I wouldn't be surprised, but again, I wouldn't be surprised Suzuki beats Okada. Honestly, Sparky, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But a draw could happen. I can also see a draw happening with Tanahashi and Okada because their last two meetings in the G1 were draws as well. So we could have maybe two draws in block A, and Okada or Tanahashi could still win the block via tiebreakers. But I definitely could see it turning into a draw, but I can also see Okada not losing. I don't think Okada is going to lose to Suzuki. And honestly, Suzuki's beaten a lot of big guys, but he hasn't got pile-driven Suzuki. He hasn't got pile-driven Okada for a 1-2-3 yet. But Okada has Rainmaker Suzuki to win. Who else in NXT would you have joined the Undisputed Era from Lunatic Bro? Well, hell, I mean, they need a big man. Let's just say that. The Undisputed Era needs a big man. They have a lot of small guys like Cole and Riley and Strong, Bobby Fierce. They need a big man. So the only big man in NXT, I doubt Lars. I doubt Lars Sullivan. It's going to be another Ring of Honor star. I would say Donovan Dijak or Chris Dijak. Get somebody young in that group and who has Ring of Honor ties. Donovan Dijak makes the most sense. But if they bring in Jay Lethal or something, I would say Jay Lethal. But right now, the Undisputed Era needs a big guy, and I would go with Chris Dijak or Donovan Dijak, if you remember him in Ring of Honor, because all those guys have Ring of Honor ties. If you want to make this group like a different group, you just put all the Ring of Honor guys in one group. And the only guy that's in NXT that was in Ring of Honor was Donovan Dijak or Chris Dijak. So I would say Lunatic Bro, Chris Dijak would make the most sense, being he was a former Ring of Honor star, like all the Undisputed Era is. Or Leo Rush. There's another name I keep forgetting of, but he's on 205 Live. But if Leo Rush was in NXT, I would say Leo Rush absolutely for the Undisputed Era. If you want a cruiserweight in that group, but easily the Undisputed Era is the best group in wrestling right now, bar none. I mean, you have the infamous Bobby Fish. Hopefully, he'll be back very soon. You got Roderick Strong, Messiah of the Backbreaker. You got Kyle O'Reilly, the striker, and then you have Adam Cole, the leader. Pete Dunne is the next NXT. He doesn't defend the belt. He's held that belt since NXT TakeOver Chicago a year ago. Has he defended it at NXT TakeOver since? No. And he's defended it outside of the. He's defended it outside of the NXT, but that title is on NXT. You have to defend it on NXT, not at a Royal Albert Hall, not at no live event. You have to defend it at an NXT TakeOver. Lunatic Bro, even better than Bullet Club. Very close second. It's a very close second to the Bullet Club, because Bullet Club is just you have just an array of talents. Hangman, Skrull, Cody, Kenny, the Young Bucks, Yujiro, Chase. Who else? well, I don't know if you can count Flip Gordon, but what do you call it? But Bullet Club is easily the greatest group in wrestling right now. Second, easily being the Undisputed Era. Like, coming from me, Lunatic Bro. I would say they are a close second to Bullet Club. And it's funny that it's two, like, Kenny runs the Bullet Club Elite, and Cole, a former leader of Bullet Club, is running the Undisputed Era, which is kind of cool to see. And they do have maybe my favorite theme, like the whole shock the system, and then that and it's just it's a great theme for them. It's definitely a great theme for the Undisputed Era. If you're gonna do it like this, you gotta do it like Kyle O'Reilly, you know, just do the whole like, you know. Got another one from the Lucha Bro. I hope Jimmy Havoc is going to be full-time. Yeah, because I know he's going to be in the International Cup at Honor Reunited Edinburgh against Christopher Daniels, which that's two veterans facing off against each other. But yeah, I'd like to see Jimmy Havoc in Ring of Honor. I mean, the last time I saw Jimmy Havoc was, like I said, it's been like years since I've seen him. That one from Sparky and Kyle O'Reilly plays guitar with the belt. Who does he think he is? Tanahashi? Well, he does it good. He does it better than Hogan used to do it with the whole, like, you know, just doing it like, using this in an example, you know, the like, you know, he just goes, well, at least he doesn't air guitarist. I mean, you know, when you come with the whole air guitar and doing all that and going all crazy, and yeah, and then just smashing that guitar. That's Tanahashi for you. I hope everybody's having a great afternoon. It's already 12 o'clock on here in California. I hope everybody is having a very great early afternoon wherever you are or wherever you guys are at. Thank you guys for being on the stream as always. And if you have not hit that like button, definitely hit it. Subscribe, super kick that subscribe button, and become part of this bigger, dangerous alliance. Then from Sparky, a funny moment was where he gave the guitar to Hangman and Page smashed it. Well, you know, not everybody's what do you call it? That's well, not everybody's a guitarist like like Tanahashi. Tanahashi's guitars are like once in a lifetime, just like the once in a generation superstar that is the Ace. So I mean, that was pretty funny when Page did it because, you know, nobody does it. Nobody smashes guitars better than Tanahashi. Let's be honest. This one's a good. Now here's a good question from the Lunatic Bro. Which members would you have in each group of you would do NWO versus Bullet Club on a 5-on-5 match? Okay, we're talking like the original NWO. I would go Hogan, Nash, Hall, Six, and Six. I may be now. This may be a shock. I go with Scott Norton. I mean, he's a former member of the NWO and a former IWGP champion. So if we're talking Bullet Club, I would go the three leaders: Finn, AJ, Kenny, Young Bucks. Any era of each group. Okay. Let's rephrase this then. Okay, so on my 5 side on Bullet Club. Now, are we doing like tag teams count as 1 or tag teams count as 2? Let me know, Lunatic Bro. Because I would go Kenny, I would go AJ, I would go Finn, I would go the Young Bucks, and I would go with Marty Scurll for my 5 for Bullet Club. And then for the NWO, I would go Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. Tag teams count. Okay. Then let's just scratch what I just said. Tag teams count as 2. Okay. So I'll go with Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and if I was counting a tag team, I would go with the Young Bucks. So Kenny, AJ, Finn, and the Young Bucks. That's my 5 for Bullet Club. And then the 5 for NWO, Hogan, Nash, Hall, Six, and I'll go, like I did say Scott Norton, but I'll go with Masahiro Chono. I'll just go with that. That would be my 5. Just have an international flair with Chono in it. Because I know Chono was part of the NWO in like 97. So those are my dream 5 versus 5 between the NWO and Bullet Club. And obviously I would have the Bullet Club winning because I can't stand Hulk Hogan. By the way, happy birthday, Harry Potter. Could you bold? Okay. Okay. This is a good one from Sparky. Can you boldly predict the next 5 IWGP Heavyweight Champs and Universal Champs? Ooh, man, that's a good one. That's a great question, Sparky. Okay, let's go with the Universal title because I think that's kind of obvious. Brock Lesnar's the champion right now. I'll say Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman. Say Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and I can't pick the same champion twice. I know that. So Roman, Braun, Kevin, Finn, and Seth Rollins. There's their 5. That's my bold prediction for the next 5 Universal Champions. Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins. All right, so next top 5, the next 5 IWGP Heavyweight Champions. Okay, it goes off of Kenny. I would say Naito, Ibushi, Zack Sabre Jr., Okada, and I may go off on a limb here, but I'd say maybe Tanahashi, honestly, because I think Tanahashi is due for another, maybe not a big run, but a pretty solid run. So my next 5 champs for the IWGP title are Ibushi, Naito, Okada. Okay, who else did I say? Ibushi. No, that's okay. So I went Omega. Omega's the champ right now, so I'm gonna say Ibushi, Naito, Okada, Sabre Jr., and Tanahashi. Those are my next 5 that could win the IWGP Heavyweight title, Sparky. Okay, for the Lunatic Bro, I keep saying the Luchador Bro. Lunatic Bro. For Bullet Club, I would do the Leaders and Anderson and Fale. That'd be a good one. For me, the NWO, I would say the original 3, Lex Luger and the Giant. Oh, okay, I like that one. That's not a bad one. Tanahashi, yeah. Tanahashi having at least one more title run, Lunatic Bro would be good. And I kind of think he will have another opportunity. And I can also put Nakamura as 5A if he does come back to New Japan Pro Wrestling, Sparky. If Nakamura does come back, I would put him at maybe 6. The maybe 6. Thoughts on Rock versus Reigns at WrestleMania 35? I don't think it will happen. I don't see The Rock coming back just to lose to Roman. Well, we said that about a lot of things. Nobody expected Nobody expected Bobby Lashley to lose. Bobby Lashley to beat Roman, but he did. But then the next week, Roman beat him. So I don't know. I'm not buying The Rock's coming back to the WWE. I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it, Sparky. I mean, he may say he's gonna come back, but he's not gonna he's just gonna do what he did last time he was back. Oh, he's gonna challenge for the championship. He's gonna win it, and then he's not gonna show up for the next 6 months. I mean, he's not gonna show up for the next 6 months, and he's gonna do exactly what he did with the WWE title after he beat Punk for it in 2013. How many times was he showing up on Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania 29? I mean 29, excuse me. So I'm not buying Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania yet. I mean, I'm not putting any stake on it. I keep saying the Luchador, the lunatic bro, saying I see Rock versus Triple H at WrestleMania 35 if he does come back. Well, I mean that's a much better matchup for The Rock. I mean Triple H and The Rock is one of my favorite rivalries, like early '99 going into 2000. I would watch that more than I would watch Roman Reigns versus The Rock, because we already know, knowing McMahon, Roman Reigns is going to be in the main event of WrestleMania against either the Universal Champion or he'll be the champion going in. Just be honest about it, because he is Vince McMahon's #1 dick sucker. Roman Reigns, right up there with John Cena, who loves sucking McMahon's dick just to be on top. I don't know. I feel like my SummerSlam prediction is definitely going to be short this year. It's not going to be a long video like it's done last year or the year before. It's going to be a short video for sure. NXT Takeover is going to be pretty solid minutes, but SummerSlam is going to be I'm not going to talk a lot about all the matches like I usually do. I'll only talk about the matches that I care about, which is the WWE title and the Daniel Bryan Miz matchup that could be announced. Another one from Sparky. Who do you think Paul Heyman to manage if Lesnar leaves? I would say Lashley, Strowman, or Finn Balor. You know, I would say this, Sparky. What about Ronda Rousey? There's your next beast right there, baddest woman on the planet. How about Paul Heyman be the advocate for Ronda Rousey? A woman being managed by a guy, I wouldn't have any problem with that. I mean, Lashley would be good, Strowman would be good, Finn Balor would be good, but I think the logical choice is Ronda Rousey. I mean, yeah, you put a mouthpiece like Paul Heyman on Ronda Rousey, win. Another one from the Lunatic Bro. When do you think Sami Zayn will return? I think he'll be in the Rumble. Well, if he's going to be back in the Rumble, I like Sami Zayn. I was happy when he's been partners with Kevin Owens, but what has he done? I mean, he was doing all these stupid things with Lashley about the sisters, and I even said it on Twitter. Like I said, from a former NXT champion to making fun of somebody's family, it's stupid, just very stupid. So even if Sami Zayn comes back, I'm not really expecting anything other than being nothing, just not doing anything of any importance, to be honest with you, Lunatic Bro. By the way, if you guys are just joining, I did make my block B predictions for tomorrow morning's G1 Climax. I have Ishii to defeat Tama Tonga. I have Sonata defeat Juice Robinson. I have Kota Ibushi defeating Hiroki Goto. I have Zack Sabre Jr. to defeat Kenny Omega. And I have Tetsuya Naito to defeat Toru Yano. So if you are going to be watching the G1 Climax, those are my Block B picks. And if you want to continue, if you guys want to keep up with all of my picks, definitely check me out on Twitter at Red Sox Dominance. No one from Sparky. Let's have a moment of silence for Bobby Roode. From NXT start to feud with the best wrestler in the world and future Hall of Famer Mojo Rawley. Moment of silence, folks. And that's bad. Yeah, Sparky, that's sad. The best gimmick, the glorious Bobby Roode being subjected to facing a guy like Mojo Rawley, the best wrestler in the world and future Hall of Famer. My God, that sarcasm is just top point. But yeah, it's sad that it's just sad Bobby Roode's been just degraded to a loser. And I hate to say that about the guy because I love Bobby Roode. He is now a loser, a Mark Buster, a jobber, if you will. Now one from the Lunatic Bro. Favorite genre of music? I would say rock. I would definitely say rock. Used to be a rap fan in the 90s, but like after that, it was just mostly rock. The funny thing is that on Raw, Mojo Rawley was bullying the jobbers of Raw, and he was happy. Because he's always smiling, for God's sakes. He's always happy. He's happy getting degraded by a guy who hasn't even held any titles in his career, other than the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal with the help of Ron Gronkowski by the Gronkster. But what do you call it? It's just sad that Roode is being pegged as a jackass and a goof that smiles so much, and he does the glorious, and just the gimmick is so perfect, but he's just wasted. I say trash or metal in general. I would say trash or metal in general. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of trash rock. I'd say metal rock, yeah, but not trash rock. I'm not like War or something like that. But I'm more metal. I'm more metal rock. Metal, like metal rock and rock. Oh, I meant thrash. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I meant you meant. I meant thrash rock. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. When I saw trash, I was thinking Roman Reigns when he said trash. I'm sorry. Thrash rock or metal in general. He is like Finn Balor. His gimmick is cringe smile Balor. Cringe smile Balor and cringe style Roode is just bad for business. Badass Finn Balor, Prince Devitt, good for business. Badass Bobby Roode, It Factor, the best heel in NXT, good for business. The stuff they're doing on Raw, terrible for business. And that's for sure, Sparky. Just sad that they're just wasting Finn Balor on Constable Corbin. Like, the whole storyline is saying, oh, Finn Balor is small and Baron Corbin is bigger than him. That's the storyline, is that, oh, one is bigger than the other? Really? And you're having Baron Corbin beat Finn Balor in that stupid getup he wears every Monday night, as much as, like, just so dumb. And I said it, I think I said it last night, that Finn Balor should have just been traded to SmackDown, and he would have thrived on SmackDown, honestly. But they kept him on Raw for the sake of getting big by Constable Corbin. Just sad. You know, the funniest, oh, wait, here we go. Constable Corbin is good on that gimmick, but I agree. Their waste Balor. Also, I agree with your predictions with G1 and match of the night will be Omega, Saber, and maybe Goto and Ibushi. Yeah, I would say that. I would definitely say Corbin's gimmick. I like the gimmick of Constable Corbin, but can he wear, like, wrestling attire other than the sweater, like the TGI Fridays look? But yeah, they're absolutely wasting Balor on Monday Night Raw. That's kind of an obvious. I mean, this guy was the Universal Champion for one day after he had to vacate it, and he's never held a title since. And he has been feuding with boring people like Bray Wyatt and now Finn Balor. I mean, now Finn Balor's been feuding with Bray Wyatt and Constable Corbin. I mean, just move him to SmackDown. My God, what do you do? You're just wasting him on Monday Night Raw. And I also agree with your predictions for G1. Thank you again. And match of the night will be Omega versus Saber and maybe Goto and Ibushi. Yeah, I would say those two matches were going to be match of the night, but do not count out that Yano Naito match. For some reason, Yano always has had some very interesting matches when he doesn't cheat, like the match with Ishii or the match with Zack Sabre Jr. So I would say, yes, match of the night could be Ibushi and Goto and Zack Sabre Jr. and Omega, but don't count out Yano and Naito for sure. Now from Sparky, I don't understand Vince sometimes. He was about to push him as a main eventer, and because he got injured, he is a jobber now. I just don't think Vince McMahon sees Finn Balor as a legitimate top contender. Because I guess Vince is because Finn Balor is not sucking his dick to get ahead. And that's what Roman Reigns and John Cena has done throughout their careers. They have sucked McMahon's Johnson, if you know what I mean, and they're ahead. Finn Balor, he gets hurt one time, and Vince McMahon thinks he's not ready. He's not a main eventer. He's going to be a mid-carder for the rest of his life because of his size, because he's injury prone. But that's McMahon's style. That's Vince McMahon's style. If you're not sucking his dick, you're not getting over. Now from Sparky. Also, I laughed at Yano versus Goto when they handshake, and before the bell rang, Yano took the turnbuckle and hit Goto in the face. It's so funny. Yeah, because that fair, no cheating style of Yano is actually entertaining. Unlike him always cheating to start the match, he starts the match with fair play, but the match never started, so he could take the ring post off and hit Goto. That's what I think is going to happen with Naito and Yano tomorrow morning in that B block matchup. Knowing Yano, he's going to find any chance he can get to cheat. He will get the duct tape. He will get the turnbuckle off. He'll find any way to cheat and try to maybe get the biggest win in G1 so far. I mean, the win against Ibushi was big, but it wasn't as big as a lot of people thought. A lot of people thought that was a big-time win for him, but beating Naito would be bigger. Lunatic Bro, do you play video games? Yes, I do play video games. I have an Xbox 360. I'm very old school. I've been playing Batman Arkham Origins. I play a lot of the WWE games. I do play a lot of the WWE games. Play Assassin's Creed. What else? Red Dead Redemption. But I do play video games. I'm a sucker for sports games and fighting games. That is for sure. Lunatic Bro. Sparky, I saw in your Twitter Evil versus Tanahashi. You had Evil. I don't agree. Really angry. Because Tanahashi hasn't had a big loss. Everybody in this tournament in Block A has had a big loss. Okada lost to Switchblade. Okada lost to Fale. Suzuki definitely is going to lose to Okada. But I think because if you remember, didn't Tanahashi beat Evil last year? So that kind of usually always means the next year the person that lost will get the win back. And Tanahashi has not lost a legitimate big match. And I think Evil beating Tanahashi would be big, and it would shake the A block up a little bit. Oh, that's true. He did lose to Jay White, but Jay White was on a roll ever since that Okada match. But that's not a big loss to Tanahashi because he had that match won if it wasn't for the ref bump and the low blow and everything else. Sparky said, "Do you play FIFA or Pro?" I don't play a lot of soccer games. I don't watch as much soccer. I'm not a big football fan. I'm more of an NFL guy, college football guy, hockey, basketball. I'm not a big FIFA guy for sure. But yeah, Tanahashi did lose to Jay White, but that's a small loss to him. He loses to Evil with only 2 matches to go, and he needs to win these next 3 matches to win the block. A loss to Evil would definitely hurt the Ace for sure. And Evil has had some good matches so far in the G1, so you can't deny that. Oh. I'm kind of happy Jay White has been struggling lately. I mean, I know, yes, he got 8 points, but his matches are not going to get any easier either. Have you seen Styles versus? Yes, yes, I have. Yes, I have. I have seen that match, Sparky, on YouTube. It was just a classic match. And if anybody has not seen that match, definitely go look it up because it's a great classic battle between Minoru Suzuki and AJ Styles. That was a great match. I definitely got to agree with that, Sparky. One thing I'm thinking, trying to say Tanahashi has left is he's got Okada, he's got Evil, and he's got Michael Elgin. So Evil can beat him, Elgin can beat him. I don't count. I'll tell you right now, Sparky, do not count out Michael Elgin against Tanahashi. I wouldn't count him out. Okada's going to be a different story. It's either Tanahashi's going to get a win or it's going to be a draw, just like his last meetings in the G1 against Okada. But don't count out Evil. Evil's beaten Tanahashi before. I wouldn't count him out. I have told that before. I think it will be Okada versus Tanahashi. Yeah, I'm kind of trending that way too, because why would they be fighting in the finals of A Block? If that wasn't the main event, then why are they fighting in A Block? That's going to be the A Block final. And I know you picked Tanahashi to win, and I picked Okada to win. So one of us is going to be right for sure in that finals matchup. But I think, what do you call it? Tanahashi has to win he has to win at least 2 out of 3. And he's got to hope. Also, I want Tanahashi to win so he can slap Okada so we can have the Rainmaker back. Well, I mean, we've seen it. I mean, we saw it against Yoshihashi, but it was like a different variation of like a spinning Rainmaker that he used, 6 years ago? But there's no way Okada's not going to get to the finals. Tanahashi is always there in the finals, but he never gets past the finals. That's the problem. Like, every time when's the last time he got to the G1 finals? Like, it's been a couple years. He was in the finals of the New Japan Cup. He didn't win. I just do not see Okada not winning this. Okada has to win this block because he needs a reprieve after what happened at Dominion. Yeah, G1 25. So that was 2000. These are 2015. Let me check. Let me check because I always write these things down. So it's been 3 years. So it would be 3. It's been 3 years since Tanahashi's been in the finals. Okada hasn't been in the finals since His last G1, G1 championship, like 2014. So one of the something's going to give. Something has got to give with that Tanahashi Okada matchup. But it's really going to come down to the next two matches they have against Evil and Elgin for Tanahashi, and Suzuki and Evil for Okada. Got another from the Lunatic Bro. Do you think Jay White will be the next leader of Chaos? Yes, I think so. I mean, he beat Okada in the G1. He beat him. I think Chaos needs a new leader. I think they honestly do need a new leader. Okada's been the leader for so long, and I bet some of those Chaos members are thinking, well, he doesn't have the belt anymore. Why should we follow him? You have somebody who could bring a little bit of a different style to Chaos with Switchblade, because his style is very frenzy-like. And if you're not breathing with the Switchblade, something's wrong with you, because he's beaten Okada, Omega, and Tanahashi in 1 year. You can't deny that he deserves to be a leader of Chaos or a new member of the Firing Squad, in which a lot of people have said that Jay White would fit perfect with the Firing Squad. And again, and I never saw the heel Chaos team. I don't remember them as well. I know Nakamura was the heel leader of Chaos, but I don't remember the Chaos heel team as much. Lunatic Hero. Sparky was a classic, instant classic. I did see that match in 2015, like I've seen on YouTube, because they always do the little Monday free matches, like the free matches on New Japan YouTube's page. But yeah, that match was a classic in 2015, and that was like maybe the second to last time we saw Nakamura in New Japan. And then another one from Sparky. Well, I may be rooting for Tanahashi just because I'm a huge Tanahashi fan. Well, who isn't? I mean, I love Tanahashi, so I play a little favorites in this match, but still my favorite wrestler is Omega. Yeah, Omega is always going to be the greatest right now. I mean, Tanahashi is like everybody's favorite, from his music. I mean, his fighting spirit and all of that. But Omega is like the best bout machine. He is the best in the world. He has proved it every time he is on New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-views or Ring of Honor pay-per-views. He delivers every time and does not have a bad match in his bone. Another one, Lunatic Bro. I keep saying Luchador Bro. Lunatic Bro saying he could bring back the heel Chaos. Now, I never saw the heel Chaos, which was I never seen the heel Chaos in New Japan. I mean, I know it was when I think it was when Nakamura was leader, but you would have to let me know, what did they do that was so heelish? I mean, when we're talking like a heelish group, I'm just thinking Bullet Club or Los Ingobernables de Japón. Like, what did that heel Chaos team do that was so bad? Let me know, Lunatic Bro. Never from Sparky. I hope he brings his old theme. Well, at least I'm bringing it to the channel. I'm bringing his old theme to the channel. That's for sure, Sparky. So because I know his theme is not bad, but his old theme, which I'm going to be using on the channel, and you've heard it on this channel already, that theme is one of my favorites. The one he has, the Love and Energy one, is good, but the High Energy one has been the best one for me, Sparky. But you'll be hearing it every time we introduce Tanahashi on the channel, for sure. And it's a catchy tune. His old theme is catchy, and his new theme is catchy. But his old theme is always the best. I know a lot of people say that is the best, his best entrance. Once again, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream this afternoon. Thank you guys so very much for showing your support on the channel for throughout the month of July. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now from Sparky. Also, if you haven't watched the AJ Styles versus Tanahashi match at King of Pro Wrestling, it wasn't so good, but I liked it. Also, Fale versus AJ at G1. Yeah, wasn't that the mocking the cleaner? This one's a good one from Lunatic Bro. Am I the only one who thinks Jay White is mocking the cleaner? See, that's tricky. I mean, oh man, that's such an interesting point. Is he really mocking the cleaner? I mean, well, they like, you don't hear Kenny Omega say, you have to breathe with the cleaner. I mean, that's kind of, I wouldn't say it's mocking. It's more of, it's just a different take on the cleaner. Let's put it like that, Lunatic Bro. It's a different take on the cleaner gimmick. It's just the switchblade, knife pervert, if you will. But but Sparky, I have seen that match against Tanahashi. Wasn't that the night Tanahashi regained the belt? Yeah, Sparky and Tama Tonga mocks Reigns in his match with Zack Sabre Jr. He went for a Superman punch in the beginning. It was a lot better than Roman Reigns' Super Duperman punch. But I guess that whole thing is going to continue, which I have no problem with, because Tama Tonga is just is much better on the mic than Roman Reigns, and that's the facts right there. The Lunatic Bro, because Jay White kind of does the whole gun thing with his hands. You mean it's not really a gun thing. It's more like like the Kiwi thing, and then he just goes like that. So that's not really it's not like the gun with the cleaner, but it's more of a like the switchblade knife and just going like that. The Omega gun. He tried. I mean, I've seen it, but I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's like a direct. I don't think that's like a direct mockery of him. Even though, it could be, because hell, Jay White did beat Kenny Omega to win the U.S. title. So you may be right about this, Lunatic Bro, but that does make a lot of sense. Now from Sparky, Tonga Loa has improved the mic a lot in the mic. I remember his Camacho gimmick. Oh my God, that Camacho gimmick was just garbage with Unico and just yeah. But Tonga Loa's mic skills have been amazing. Every time he introduces Fale or Tama Tonga, it's catchy. I mean, it makes you believe it more. Just like with Taka and Zack Sabre. Every time Taka talks, you believe what he says. Every time Tonga Loa talks, you believe what he says. But his stuff in WWE was garbage. Just another guy that was in WWE that did nothing, but went to New Japan and did a lot more. Just like Juice and Tonga Loa, for sure. I wanted to ask your 5 favorite wrestlers in New Japan order. Mine are Omega, Tanahashi, Zack Sabre, Ibushi, and Okada or Tama Tonga. Okay, my top 5 are Omega, Ibushi, Zack Sabre Jr., Okada, Tanahashi. And then if you're thinking number 6, I would say Will Ospreay. Oh, no, wait, let me rephrase that list, because that just seems like I'm favoritism more for... Okay, so I'd say Kenny Omega's number 1, Ibushi's number 2, Tanahashi's number 3, Okada number 4, and then it's like a 3-way tie for 5, Sparky, with Evil, Will Ospreay, and uh, Evil, Will Ospreay, and I'm trying to think who's another guy in New Japan I like. I would say Kushida. I would say definitely Kushida. So Omega, Ibushi. No, wait, no. I'm gonna completely. I'm gonna what do you call it? I'm gonna change my list for a second. Let me get to this. Lunatic Bro Minds, Omega, Okada, Sabre Jr., Ospreay, and surprisingly Evil, because everything is evil. Subadewa. But Suzuki wrestles like this in his 50s is amazing. Yeah, in his 30th year in the wrestling business, he wrestles like he's got through the fountain of youth, or he's went through the Lazarus pit. That he hasn't aged. He can just wrestle against anybody and make them look just 10 times better and even torture them. Okay, so my top 5 are Omega, Ibushi, Naito, Tanahashi, Okada. Those are my top 5. And then number 6 would be Evil, because I love doing the whole Evil gimmick. Yeah, but Lunatic Hero. Oh yes, I forgot Naito. Yeah, you can't forget Mr. Tranquilo Man. But Lunatic Bro, like a lot of people like Evil. I mean, I like Evil. I like the gimmick, the whole scythe, and the all that. Yes, and Lunatic Bro with "This is evil. Everything is evil." Subadewa. That is the best stuff. Every time he's on the backstage interview stuff, that's every time I see Evil on a thumbnail, I just say, click it, because I want to hear what he has to say, because he does that. This is evil, and everything is evil. All of it. Evil da. That's maybe the best, that's maybe the funnest thing I love to do when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling videos on the channel, when it comes to Evil, when I can actually do that. But I wish I had somebody recorded his sound, and then I can just use it as like what I do with my with the music. I can just press it, and then he says it, and then that would be a lot more easier. But I love doing that stuff when it comes to Evil all the time. It's one of my favorite things I love doing. Him and Zack Sabre Jr. stuff. I love doing that whole, he is Submission Master, he is ZSJ, he is Zack Sabre Jr. And the Evil one is the second best one I love doing. For sure, guys. Just letting you guys know. Okay, also 5... Okay, also 5 favorite finishers. Mine are the One-Winged Angel, Destino, High Fly Flow, Blade Runner, and Ospreay's finisher. I always forget the name. I think it's Storm. Oh, it's the Stormbreaker, the Thor Hammer, Stormbreaker. Okay, top 5. My top 5 finishers: One-Winged Angel, Blade Runner, Stormbreaker, High Fly Flow, and Destino for me. Yeah, it's called the Stormbreaker. He calls it. He'll never admit that he got it from Thor, but it's the Stormbreaker. Again, hope everybody's having a great day. I want to thank you guys so very much for being on the stream this afternoon. I won't be doing a stream tomorrow. Just letting you guys know. I'm gonna rest, get ready for August. Definitely comment your G1 Block B predictions in the comment section down below after the video ends. If just let me know who you got winning, and I'll be back on the channel. Going into the week of SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver, and then on that Monday I'll have my 2 big prediction videos, and then 2 weeks after that, I'll have my week 1 college football predictions and hopefully my all-in 2018 predictions. So August is going to be jam-packed with 4 big videos, and then we go into September, and it's just a bunch of videos, maybe 3 or 4 videos in one day. So definitely hit that notification button on the channel. If you're new to this channel, definitely super kick and kamigoe that subscribe button and become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. Just letting you guys know, I may be going off for today, maybe in a couple minutes. So I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time that in a couple minutes I'm gonna be heading out, and just letting you guys know that just letting you guys know ahead of time. Now from Sparky, it would be nice to live stream G1 Climax matches reactions, especially the finals, but it's really early in the morning. Yeah, and I usually just watch it after the fact, and that's the only way I watch the G1. I don't watch it live. If I wake up early, there's no way there's no way I would stream the finals. But if I could, I would, but I can't because I like to sleep. I like to sleep, and I don't want to get up early in the morning just to watch it. I can just watch it as soon as I wake up and catch up with it. But again, the G1 definitely screws up people's times of sleep because, hey, do you want to sleep? Will you ever do Lunatic Bro say, will you ever do reviews? Reviews on what exactly? That's the question. Will I? When you say reviews, what are you reviewing of what? Lunatic Bro. On the shows that you predict. No, because I just somebody did ask me that, and I thought it would be. They actually thought it was a good idea, but I just thought it was. I do enough videos as it is, and I just started doing this live stream thing just to be the kill time because long days have been going on. So I don't think I'll be doing that. I'll still do my predictions, and I'll just have my results in the comment section. I think it's just easier for me to do that. I know a lot of people say that I should do reviews after the shows, but I just think it's easier for me to just comment my what happened at the show other than review it. If that makes a little bit of sense, Lunatic Bro. Another one from Sparky. Me and my friends will definitely watch the finals and get some beers in one of the best mornings in the year. Yeah, for sure, because there's not going to be anything else going on in August other than SummerSlam and NXT. The finals is the best thing that's going on right now, and the G1 in general. Sparky, you better not have reviews, especially WWE pay-per-views. You would be a negative video. Yeah, and yeah, that's why I always that's another reason because because you already know how I feel about the WWE pay-per-views. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna harp on it and say, oh, it was the worst pay-per-view of all time. I just don't feel like doing review videos. I just like doing my prediction videos. Sometimes stream if I feel like it, and just have my predictions in the comment section, how I did and all that. That's easier for me. If you get what I mean, it's just easier for me. And the whole streaming thing, lately, it's just me killing time, passing time with you guys. And again, I do want to thank you guys for showing up for these streams, even though I don't know if it's going to be a lot of them. But thanks again for all of you guys for showing up for these streams. Again, these are these streams are kind of a first for me. So again, So once again, I'm not going to do reviews for every show. I'm just not. I don't have the energy for it because I have so many big videos that are coming up in the month, especially in September with everything coming up. It's just there's no time. There's no time to do reviews on everything. I'm even doing in 2019. I'm only going to do 5 WWE pay-per-views. I'm only going to do WrestleMania, the Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, and Money in the Bank. That's the only 5 videos I'm going to do in 2019. And I've decided to do that. I think that's a good move for me because I can't do every pay-per-view and it turns out to be shit. And to be honest with you, a lot of people don't watch WWE pay-per-view predictions on my channel. And a lot of people watch New Japan and Ring of Honor ones, which I do appreciate. What about New Japan reviews? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's a lot to talk about on, like, if there's like 9 matches, I got to talk about every one of them. It's just not me. I just like just writing them all down in the comment section. Lunatic Bro, it's just my style. I'm very old school, and it's the way I like to do it, and it's been working. Why should I change it? Sparky, do you watch other wrestling channels? For example, I watch Wrestle Talk, Cultaholic, etc. No, I actually don't watch any other wrestling channels. I just stick with what I think in my head, who I think is going to win. I don't take other people's. I don't watch any other person's opinion on it because, hey, it's their opinion, either right or wrong. But I like what I like. My opinion is also as good as well. So I don't watch a lot of wrestling channels as much as I watch just wrestling videos. Like, that's mostly what I do, Sparky. And I do a lot of research. That's like you see in my videos. I always talk about. I always break everything down. Like, oh, how many times has been defended there? Because I do homework on it. It's like I'm not even in school anymore, and I'm just doing homework on wrestling, and that's how I know all the stuff, all the little dangerous facts. So that's how I do it. So I don't need to watch other wrestling channels to get ideas. I just get them off the top of this head. So, but again, if I ever did, I'll let you know which ones I do watch. But I just don't, to be honest with you. Yeah, because most of my YouTube subscription, like my YouTube guys, the people I follow are mostly YouTube gamers, like Mini Lad or Home Wrecker or Big Julie Panda or 407, and reactors like Tyrone Magnus or my good friend Mitchell Seagal, College Football Dojo, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and all that stuff. Most of my subscriptions, most of the people I subscribe to, CRD or Killzone, Call of Duty or Killzone. The video game, I would think, I'd say Call of Duty. But I'd be honest, because I've never played Killzone. I would go definitely Call of Duty because I played the old ones when they were on like the. I don't know if it was on the PlayStation 2, I think. Or I did play the Call of Duty 3 on the 360, though. Like the one I used to play when I was a kid. So I would say Call of Duty. Like the old ones. The new ones are always like, they're somewhat good. See a lot of gamers playing it, like the old Modern Warfare. But I'd say I'll take Call of Duty over Killzone because I've never played Killzone before. And I'm not a big shooting type. I'm not like the big shooting game type, to be honest with you. I'm more like for Batman or Mortal Kombat or sports games. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end the stream here. I want to thank you guys, Sparky and the Lunatic Bro, for keeping me company here. Thanks for all the support as always. And I will see you guys on August 14th for my SummerSlam predictions and my NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 2018 predictions. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys later. Later days, guys, and peace.